Well, welcome to another show about Johnny D giving advice here. This time, Melissa in Salt Lake City calls in, has a problem. It takes her a while to get it out, though. She says that he's a great man. She says they have 4 kids. They've been married for 13 years. She's a stay-at-home mom. He is a high earner, gives her, from anything I can tell in the show, her in the life of luxury. And so, she's not happy, just not happy. And John's got to figure out, well, what's going on here, right? Let's go to the video for John to figure out what's exactly happening here.
His life is exactly how he drew it up. He has an incredible wife. He's got 4 healthy, wonderful kids. He's got an 11-year-old, a 2-year-old, and everyone in between. He's got a job he goes to, and he comes home. The house is there. Things are just rocking and rolling.
So John said, hey, yeah, his life is just perfect. Listen, Melissa, you've just put him in a perfect life. He's got no problems, Hey, he works full time, high earner, 4 kids, and you've just met every single one of his wants and desires, no problems, I'm sure. Does that sound like any man ever listening? So, Melissa, she says she needs a little spark. John, he asked, well, hey, has he gained weight? You're not attracted to him? No, she says, if anything, I've gained weight, not him. He's still looking good. So he's looking good. He's a high earner. He keeps her as a stay-at-home mom doing whatever she wants, right? But she says, hey, I'm the only one making an effort for going on dates, going on vacations, doing anything. I'm just making all the effort, and he is just coasting. And so Johnny D, here's what Johnny D's advice then finally is, after he listens for over, 10 minutes here. Here's what he says.
Have you told him, here's my either or statement. Either you put your phone away and connect with your kids, or I'm going to take them to mother and father's house. We're going to get out of here. Have you done that?
No.
Oh, man. So listen, Melissa. You may need to lower the boom on him. He's not making you happy here. Boy, this guy, what's the matter? You may need to just drop the bomb on him. Send him a wake-up call. Wake up! Take the kids and go to your parents' house, because for some reason, even though we haven't quite identified what it is, you're just not happy. Finally, he just puts it out there. He just puts it out there and says, listen, he needs to get some problems then for this to turn around. He needs to get some problems.
He's going to have to get some problems. And he doesn't have any. There's no reason in his life, other than integrity and character, which he doesn't have, to get involved with this kid's life. To do the hard, crazy work of having 4 kids in 10 years and rediscovering who his wife is, redating her, deciding I'm going to level into this family, support this family, not just financially, but emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, all those things, right? I'm going to be connected in this thing. He's going to have to get some problems, and he's never had them. He's never had to. He doesn't even know what that is.
JonnyD says he's got to get some problems. I mean, he doesn't even know what that is. He's a middle-aged man, married, 4 kids, supporting his wife and his family. And Johnny D somehow is sure, he knows 100% that he's never had any problems. And so he needs some problems. You better send him a wake-up call. Wake up! Now, remember from the last video, part 2, when Brian calls in, Mr. Brian calls in, and he says, I just feel like my wife needs some problems. You remember, here, let's go to that real quick.
I don't think she's ever, she's always had a safety net. I don't think she's ever been desperate like I have.
She's your wife. What's the matter with you? Dude.
What do you mean she's my wife? What does that have to do with it?
I don't ever, I am my wife's safety net.
Well,
and she's
mine.
mine.
I'm just saying,
I don't ever want my wife to have to feel desperate. What are you talking about?
Now, you remember when Brian says that, he's like, what's the matter with you? Blah, blah. Now, when the woman calls in, oh, not only what's the matter, it's you need to give your husband some problems. This is terrible advice. Terrible advice. I don't know how this guy has, 2 PhDs in counseling or whatever. It's awful. It's awful. If Melissa would call me if I had my own show, which I don't. But if I had my own show and Melissa would call me, I would say, listen, listen, your problem, it sounds like to me, is that you need to be thankful. Be thankful. Do you know how many women would love to be a stay-at-home mom with their children, to have the financial freedom to be a stay-at-home mom with their children? The last statistic I heard, 70% of women have to work, whether they're married or not. They have to work to provide for their family, to make ends meet. 70%. You are in the minority. Just be thankful that you're with your kids every day. You can do whatever you want with your kids, that your husband is supporting you. And don't take this advice JonnyD is suggesting. Well, if you're not happy, maybe you just need to end the marriage. Are you kidding me? You have a good man. He's not perfect. Obviously, he's not perfect, and no one is. You have a good man that provides for your family. You're going to just, Leon, because I'm not happy. Do you think you're going to become happy as a single mother with 4 children? Even if you take them to the court and you get alimony and you get child support and you get all that, do you really think you're going to be that happy? Do you think you're going to find a new man that's going to just meet all your desires and wants? No, you're not. The latest statistic I heard was, if you are divorced and 45 and older, you have a 5% chance of getting remarried. 5%. Just be thankful. Stop complaining. Do all things without complaining, Scripture says. Give thanks in all things, Scripture says. I mean, what horrible advice this guy is giving. What is wrong with him to tell this woman that, who probably, according to most women in the United States, maybe any country, you can stay at home with your kids and raise them. You don't have to go to work. I mean, come on. You're telling this woman that? This is terrible advice. Boy, we got to get the ship turned around. But even still, even with advice like this, even with unthankful, complaining people, not just women, men do it too, but even with that, Christ is winning. He is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the Post Millennial Man.